dark. It should be okay. I hope I did it right. Thank you, Mom. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into chaos. I couldn't not go live today. My hair's a hot mess. I'm a hot mess. I think they refer to that as Hot Mess Express. That about sums it up. And of course, can you go on YouTube and see if I'm live? Oh, there's people. Wow, Sungberry. Hello, hello. How are you? Barbara Puglies, Debbie Johnson. Welcome in, welcome in. You are first. And if I'm not mistaken, that is my nephew. I feel like all we can see is my computer screen and my eyeglasses. They're not real eyeglasses, they're Walmart specials. Legend is sleeping. Like, totally sleeping. Danny Wayne, hello, hello. Wow, long time no see, my friend. I am recovering. I was sick. I am sick. I have good days and I have some bad days. Legend has some good days. He has some bad days. My mom has some good days and we have some bad days. Leah is doing great. Ornery as ever. 9 going on 16. But I'm sure you're in a similar boat. I don't know what we caught, but between the housework that they had done and whatever crud that's going around in the outside world, it was no good. Lots of chest congestion. I didn't have a fever, but Legend was really, like, really sick. He was actually in the hospital, but that's a whole nother story. Justin Troy Burgers, hello, hello. Danny Wayne, fight New Mexico. I think they are friendly. Well, I know they had a bad governor, I think it was. These are hurting my eyes, guys. I've been on them all day. My head is hurting, but I did not want to not at least update you on the saga. Isn't it always a saga? Life is a saga, you guys. Like, I feel like there's always something. That would be great. Ice water. I do feel like I've been in the desert. Legend is doing much better. He is nearly back to himself. He still has a cough and a little bit of a hoarse voice. He is sleeping in my hands. And yes, hold please, and I can demonstrate this. Him is sleeping. Oh no, I dropped you guys. Say ouch. Hold please. Sorry about that. Yeah, I've been at 1,000 for a while, but I'm actually almost at 1,100, so I'm super excited because I'm slowly climbing up there. Um, yeah, that hurt, right? Okay, so let's start at the beginning. I don't even know the last time we went live. So, our drains were not draining out of our sinks in our kitchen and our basement. And lo and behold, we had what they called a main sewer line collapse. And for those that don't know, your sewer lines are under your house, under concrete. Sharon Kearns, welcome in, welcome in. Lo and behold, and unbeknownst to us, how much work they had to do. Hello, whoever's on Facebook. I'm sorry if I can't see you. I did not go live on Rumble. As you can see, still here, I have about a hoarse voice a little bit. I guess some days are really good, some moments are really good, other days are really bad. So when you have a main sewer line collapse, it's pretty significant. And we stayed in the house for the first few days, and then we realized we needed to get out because Legend had a really bad breathing episode. And we actually ended up in the ER that night, and they did absolutely nothing. I won't even go there. It was It is literally because we wouldn't do certain things. If you could read between the lines, I'm being careful with what I say. They weren't going to do anything else because they wanted to blame that as opposed to treat the symptoms, right? All I needed them to do was, and I knew Legend wasn't doing well. I don't take my kids to ERs for no reason. I'm not a sniffle and cold kind of mom taker. I'm very experienced, and I learned a lot through this situation. And I will tell you, God is my witness. Well, he is because he was there. Um, he brought us through that whole circumstance. I will tell you, honest to God, I was extremely worried about Legend. He was really not doing well. And I did everything in my human power, and so did my mom, to treat him and keep him home after my experience with the absolute horrid situation we were in. And I said to them, "You have literally not come to see my child, and you want to tell me it's going to take another 3 hours for us to leave? No, thank you. That's not how this works. You really think he's that big of an emergency that you haven't come to see him? The only two things they ordered were two things they ordered for every person that has a breathing issue and they come into the hospital in this time of year. And I'll leave it to you, but we're not going to talk about it, what those two things may be." And I declined both. And I said, no, thank you. Um, because how does that change how you will treat him? Oh, you can't answer that. Huh. Okay. So because that's not going to change the outcome of how you treat him, why does it matter if we do that? Well, it doesn't. Okay. Well, then let's start somewhere real. Let's get real. Okay. I'm an experienced mom. I understand how respiratory things work. I told you we were exposed to serious environmental inducers, um, concrete, dirt, all through the house. He got immensely worse after said episode. Um, not sick until the situation took place. Anywho, long story short, he's great now. Like I said, he has some uh, hoarse voice moments, but he's running, he's playing, he's talking up a storm. We paint, we color. So, uh, yeah, I know, Sunbury, it's ridiculous, but you have to advocate for yourself. You are your own best advocate, and you're going to be your own best advocate for your child. And so you know what's best and you know what they are dealing with. And while you are not a doctor, you know certain things matter as opposed to other things. So, Clarence Litton, hello, hello over there on Facebook. Annette Park, welcome in. Anybody that I did not say hello to, please excuse my rudeness. It's just, I figured, you know what? I was not prepared to go live tonight, not in the least, but I wanted to go live because it's been so long since we actually have been live. I feel so bad about that. So I'm just sharing a little bit about over the last couple of weeks. Right before Halloween, our drain stopped working. And good evening, Brian Lee. God bless you and your whole family. You give your mama a hug, Clarence. I'm giving you a squeeze too. I miss you guys. We need to come back for a visit. It's been too long already. Um, and that caused us to not have full use of our house. The drains ultimately stopped working in the kitchen, so the water would just back up so much that you couldn't even wash dishes. So we tried to wash dishes in the sink or in the tub. That was a pain in the butt. Anywho, the landlords have been decent. I think this situation taught us a whole lot. And one thing I've learned is to make sure when you have homeowners insurance, okay, when you have homeowners insurance, that you have a sewer addendum. Make sure your sewer coverage is on there because all of this could have been avoided in the aspect of the financial burden that it caused not only me but the landlord. I had to pay for a hotel because my family was suffering, and regardless of whether they chose to pay or not, I took my family out of the situation. My mom could not be in the situation. I had to stay here because my school work line for the internet is secure, and it is to this address, and it's specific. They know when you move it, and it is not authorized to be moved. And even though I told them what was going on, they could not do a temporary situation. Um, and I had to come here every single day. Plus, we had dogs, and those dogs could not go to the hotel. And so I came back and forth every single day to take care of them, to attend school. I missed out of that entire, ever since my mom fell ill and I started school back in October 20th, I missed 4 hours of work. That's what I call it, legend. He goes, Mama, go to work. 4 hours. That's it. That was taking them to the hotel. That was checking them in. That was coming back. Like I literally, and I never got behind. I'm actually ahead of the class, but that's okay. I like to be that way because you never know when things can go awry. Just like what happened with my mom being sick, my the house falling apart. So we just literally came back to the house. So we were gone for almost a week in a hotel, a crappy one, roaches, no cooking ability. Um, and I've learned if you have homeowners insurance, please, 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 please make sure you have a sewer addendum. Period. End of discussion. It is not worth what we went through. And if this house was built in the 1950s, 60s, so they have what you call cast iron pipes. Actually, I could probably show you some pictures, you guys. You want to be like nerd out for a minute? Hold on, let's see how I can do this. Oh, you know what? It might take me a minute to find it. Hold on. Let's see if I can find some pictures here. Hold on. I'm still working on some. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So I just got you one picture. Okay, there's another one. Let's see, we're gonna add that one. And where is the rest? Oh, and on top of that, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add these guys. And are we live? Like, why is my timer not going? That's so weird. Testing 1, 2, 3. My timer is not going. That is so odd. Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Yes, Sungberry, thank you. Like and sub, please. Okay. The muffin business is going okay. I had to put that on pause, obviously, so I could take care of the house because without a working situation, we couldn't really bake safely. I do have some orders for Thanksgiving if anybody wants some. I believe my sister, Sungberry's mom, will be coming this weekend. Hopefully, I got to check in with her and make sure that's all good. Sharon Curd says, I hate to say the medical field in our country. What did you say? Is not what it used to be, sadly. Yeah, we excel at a lot of things and we fall short in so many more things. So let me see if I can show you some of these pictures. So for those that don't know, when you have cast iron pipes, that's what happens. That right there. See that? So you see that line right? Hold on. I got to move this picture. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, bless America. Hold, please. Okay. So you see that line right at the top where that dirt clump is before the hole? It's almost like the ring. That's what happens when you have a new crack in your cast iron, okay? And when the crack goes on for so long, that big gaping hole, and those edges were all smooth. So you ever see a rock that goes through the river and it starts out real rough and over the years it gets all rounded and beautiful? That's what happened to this. That's a pretty big hole. That's just one hole. Okay. That was in a cast iron. Those are cast iron. Oh, hold on. And then this is what one of the connections look like underneath. Okay, and I was told there's no such thing as a secondary sewer line collapse. You have main sewer lines in your house. This is after talking to codes and inspections. This is after talking to people that do this line of work. My son, my ex-husband, and then a good friend of mine that I've been chatting with who does this type of work. That pipe was literally completely disintegrated. And so when that happens, all of your sewage, gray water, poo water, whatever you want to call it, all goes into the ground, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, except over time, the pipe shut down and they collapsed. They can't function anymore. There's nowhere for it to go. So then they decided that they could not find the actual that was the first boo-boo they found. If you can see that there, that's that collapse right there that completely broke off. And that why they realized that there was another collapse. Basically the pipe went around into a second room, and instead of tearing up that whole room with a um jackhammer, they decided to jackhammer where the laundry room sink was. This is I'm giving you the mild version of this picture. What happens when you have all of the stuff going from your upstairs or wherever, and it has nowhere to go, meaning it's not connected to a sewer line. This was over a whole weekend. It starts pouring out into this. Now, there was a rag there, and then it starts filling with this black, disgusting sludge that stinks like, well, dirt and butt, shall we say. Uh, and because these people that were hired did such an amazing job of containing the area, we were left with a dust storm throughout our entire house. Everything that you can imagine was covered with concrete and dirt powder because they jackhammered and they did not put a containment. So we were left with a storm of a mess. And I mean, every surface that you could imagine was covered in it. It was all avoidable, but that didn't happen. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. So that's why we stayed in a hotel after my son, Legend, had a reactive airway to what was going on in the house. I went downstairs. I could not stop coughing. I said, we are vacating the premises now. And my mom said, but I have a few more dishes. I said, we are leaving now. We're going out and I got Legend in a truck. I packed up a couple of things, hurried up, threw them in a bag. I acted like my house was on fire. And I got out of this house. I booked a hotel room. I called the landlord. I said, hey, we cannot stay here. This is no longer a safe environment, nor has it been this whole time. But I was trying to save them money and try to do the right thing, and did not realize that it was such a serious situation. Lots of lessons learned in this whole thing. I do believe that the landlord was meant well. I think they're good people. I don't want anybody to think anything different. And I think we all learned a lot from this situation. And they had a very costly situation. This was very costly. This is not a $2,000 job. You're talking about thousands of dollars, not including what I paid for hotel or food or being vacated from my house. It was stressful. It was overwhelming. And I will tell you, without God being in the front and center of my life, I would have never made it through that. I am not beating around the bush when I say that. I am telling you, God gets all the glory in that situation, because if I had not had God on my side, and I'm not even telling you all of it, there are parts where I had to remove people from my home because they were so nasty and thought that they could talk to me any which way, and I will not. I won't allow it. I don't care who you are and what you think you're doing, but you don't get to talk to people like that. And the landlord backed me on that. The second situation transpired that caused us not to be in the home as quickly was a lack of English language being understood. And I asked them to hold, please, for one moment while I talked to the landlord. And I said, uno momento, call landlord so I can discuss with them. Because when you have people come in and clean up after that type of situation that was avoidable, did I mention avoidable? If you hire a legitimate company to do legitimate work, you will be treated legitimately. And I'm not afraid to say this. When you hire a legitimate company to do legitimate work, the work will be handled in a professional, safe way. That is not what happened here. What happened here is we'll cut every corner possible. And that led to my entire house being covered in a brown, white soot. My ventilation system is covered. My walls were covered. My flowers were every plant, everything. It was like we had a confetti party. So they ultimately had to hire some cleaners to come in. And if they had put up containment, is what they call it, they seal off that area to protect everybody else involved in the situation. And that did not happen. Yes, I'm sharing more. I wanted the update to be this way because I've not shared with you guys nearly what has transpired. But I will tell you, if God had not been in this story, if he had not been with me, if I had not been convicted with his Holy Spirit, I would have been a much nastier, much harsher person. And I was not. My mom looked at me and she said, I can't even believe you could handle that with such etiquette. There's just no way. That would have been not me. And while I put my foot down, I kept God in front. And it was a very trying, difficult, heart wrenching, horrid situation. And I hope to God nobody has to go through it. Not just a renter, but a homeowner, because it's such a costly, stressful ordeal. Hello, Cindy J. Grubb. Hello, D. McLean. Let's see, Debbie John, whoever I haven't said hello to, God bless you guys. So I just wanted to give you guys the nitty gritty about what happened. It was unfortunate. They jackhammered. We literally have been without full function of our house since before Halloween. We now have full access to our, well, okay, I stand corrected. We don't have a floor replaced yet. I don't know if I have any pictures of that, what it's left with. The whole downstairs is basically needs to be re-leveled with concrete and then tiled. Half our bathroom is usable downstairs. They can't put it in until that's done, the tiling and stuff. So that's right, Annette. And he did, my friend. I promise you. Now, I will tell you as a testimony, and I don't know if we'll get to scripture tonight, but to show you that I am human and that I fall and feel defeated, Friday, when I found out that we may not be back in the house, I really felt so dark and so overwhelmed. And there were some people that weren't very happy with me, and I'm not going to give names. Nobody needs to know all of the details. But the way that person spoke to me and what that person said to me was extremely disheartening. And I hope to God they never find themselves in the situation that I was in. And to have to deal with a child, two dogs, a schooling schedule that I cannot avoid. If I missed, I would be ixnayed. And I jumped through hoops of fire to make it all happen. But God is my witness. If he had not been here with me, I would have never made it. But I will tell you, I felt extremely defeated on Friday. And and I was upset. I was very upset because no fault of my own. When you send people to somebody's house, they should never be unannounced. They should come identified as a business. And what had happened in this house was very serious. The type of work that needed to be cleaned up was very serious. This wasn't a maid service. This wasn't, hey, just vacuum my floors, clean my bathrooms, run my dishes kind of situation. This was a wipe down from top to bottom. And the people that showed up my door could not speak English. And when I asked them to hold on for one uno momento, calling landlord to inform them that they sent the wrong type of people, these people were not equipped for this type of work. Their vacuum said so. Their little bucket of cleaning supplies told me so. Okay. I've cleaned houses. I know what construction does to a home. And these people were ill equipped. And all I said was uno momento, calling landlord. 1 minute, just 1 minute. I'm shutting my door. I'm cold. I'm sick. I can't have all this going on right now. Called the landlord, or he didn't answer. I texted the landlord. He didn't answer. They left. I literally hadn't even been on the phone for probably more than 5 minutes when I went back to the door to say, hey, I haven't gotten a hold of them. Because I did ask them, did they understand the scope of work? And that's when I realized they could not translate English because they looked at each other and started speaking in what I presume is Spanish. I had no way to converse with them. So unfortunately, that delayed us getting in here. But it would have delayed us anyway if they had come in this home and they had not been prepared to clean the house properly. And I will stand on my ground with that. I will carry it to wherever I need to, and I will tell whoever I need to, because that is the truth, and that's all that matters. Unless you're here and you don't know what's going on, all you can do is presume. I will also say that there were certain protocols that were not followed with this level of work. I'm going to leave that as it is. Um, and that is from trustworthy resources, as well as talking to legitimate people that know and understand that level of need. I'm going to leave it there. I don't like to. I don't need to. I don't need to do anything other than God knows everything, every single thing. He knows what you do, when you do it, how you do it, and why you do it. And that's all that matters. If it wasn't for God, I would not have gotten through this situation. And I will tell you, there's a dear friend that I was able to vent to and actually was such a blessing and scripturally got me back to where I needed to be. I was so upset, so tired of being in the hotel, so tired of living in slum. There's a hotel we chose was close by so I could be back and forth very quickly. So that's where I'm telling you guys, God will see you even through the storms. You may not see him, you may not feel him at the moment. Other people may not see what he's doing in your life, but I promise you, even behind the scenes, he is working for you all the time. All the time. And I'm so, so loved and so relieved. I will tell you, if I hadn't had God where I was, I, I would have been, oh, another situation. Did you see me come online begging for money? No, I'm not going to do it. God sees me through everything. He is seeing me through every single moment there is. Every single moment. And I have faith in him. He's got a plan. He can see the whole view when we can only see a snippet of it. And while it looks dark right here, the next 10 miles could look absolutely perfection. So, Blue Dog, welcome in. Sorry if I didn't say hello. I'm just sharing what's happened the last several weeks. It's been weeks, you guys. Um, we just finally gained access to the house after being out in a hotel for 6 days, 6 nights, 7 nights, something like that. We've been sick as all get out. Legends in the ER. That's a whole nother story. Let's see what else happened. Anything else I'm missing, guys? I have not been able to bake. I didn't feel comfortable baking when we're ill. When our house is in disarray as far as the plumbing and all that. It's now back in business. We are now almost on the up and up. I feel comfortable baking this weekend. Um, Legend is doing amazing. Yes. When we commit, surrender, and obey, you have to have the faith. You can only, I mean, I will tell you through it all, I believe in him. I believe in him. I believe in him. I believe in him. And I know he will get me through it. I keep saying to myself, it doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter what they do. What matters is he sees all, he knows all, and he can carry us through to the next moment. We just have to have a little bit of trust. And as you grow in your faith and your love for him, that trust and that ability and that giving everything to him grows. And the burden is no longer on you. It's no longer on you. He takes it away from you. I literally, I can't even. You guys remember when we lost the engine in our truck? That's about what this situation felt like. But with him in control, I didn't worry. I didn't stress. I kept saying, it's okay. You know what? What do you do? And then I was like, wait a minute. Something ain't right here. And while we are supposed to obey and give everything to him, we're also not supposed to be a doormat and let people run over top of us and abuse us and take and not do what's right. You have a right to stand up for you and your family. Um and there's a way to do it. So That's right. He has guided me through many lows. Oh man, he was with us on this one. I promise you. I kept saying, God, you see this. I know you see this. What is going on? Why is this happening? What do I need to learn? How can I change? Like, what is it you're teaching me? I showed grace when I didn't want to, and I was frustrated. But I told him that. I said, I believe in Jesus, and I'm going to let you know that I'm going to show you grace for the situation and not essentially take you for everything you got. I, that's putting it in a very mild kind of way, but I just truly believe God has abundant grace for me. He has shown me I have fallen more times than I can count, even in a single day. And he dusts me off, he picks me up, he tells me he loves me, and guess what? He forgives me. And I don't know if you guys are part of that Bible study chat group, but somebody sent me, a good friend sent me a video about how you cannot um oh wow, why am I forgetting what it says? I wish I could show it on here, but that would be copyrighted, I'm sure. I'll share it on my Facebook tonight, and I'll share it on YouTube if it allows me. um but it talks about being saved and how you cannot, why once saved always saved is true. I verified it. I ran it through my my adoptive mom, and she agreed. He had some very strong points in there. Some other people had some questions, and I sent that to my mom because there's some answers I don't know, and I will never know, and maybe it's not meant for me to know. But when I don't know the answer and it's about a God thing or a Bible thing, then I go to people that know more than I do because I'm just a baby in this thing. And remember, we're all on different walks. We're all on different paths with the Lord. And how I feel conviction may not be how you feel conviction. And maybe your path is to not do XYZ, and my path is to not do SYZ. I don't know. But you see my point. We're all on different things as long as we're listening to him and putting us in the putting him in the forefront of everything we do. You can't go wrong. Never will you be wrong for that. It may not seem right, but he'll never steer you wrong. So I know we've gotten off on a. I feel like there was more I wanted to say. I should have probably had a whole note section on it. I don't have my oh, I guess I should talk about school. We are in the final weeks of school. That has overtaken my life more than I ever thought was possible, you guys. I'm literally in school from about 9:25 in the morning until 6 p.m. I get two breaks and one lunch, and they go by like that. And I spend every minute with this little guy that I can, whether it's now some days if it's a break and he's fussy, I won't come upstairs. I'll ask my mom, hey, thumbs up, thumbs down. She'll be like, let's not rock the boat. Okay. Other times he's great. He loves it. And I come up and I give him a kiss and I say, Mama's got a little bit more longer to lunch. And then he's like, okay, Mama, I love you. The other day he saw me crying, and not because of school, but because of the situation. And I told him, it's okay to cry. It's okay to have emotions. And mommy is sad right now. And he said, Mommy has to be happy. And I said, well, yes, but right now I feel sad. And he just said, oh, gave me a hug and a kiss. He said, I love you, Mama. I said, I love you too, Bubba. Um, I'll tell you what, this little boy is something else, you guys. I am so blessed to have him. And I thank God every day for him. And all of my kids have taught me something different. Isn't it amazing? It's like God knows what he's doing or something. um, oh my God, Cindy, if I could just testify to that. Holy moly, there's been some dark times. I see my bank account dwindle all the way down to almost zero. I'm like, God, what do I do? What can I do? I can't stress about it. I give it to him. I'm like, you have to own this. I'm following your word. I'm doing what you need me to do. Help me. And I'll tell you what, every time. He hasn't failed me yet. This time's getting a little close and I'm starting to stress. But you know what? I said, Lord, you see it. I don't know what to do. Send me orders. Give me something to do with, to earn a dollar or whatever it is. And um Things have been super tight. Dozer's had some major bills. Now Legend has some major bills. I spent a oodle of money on medical supplies, humidifiers, uh, oh Lord, all sorts of different things. He is getting so big, you guys. So big. I think he weighs like 35 pounds. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but he's tall. And he's tall. But God is so good. That's why I really wanted to go live today. I was like, I need to share with you guys how good he is and what he's doing in my life. And you know what? We can fall short, we can slip, and I'm never going to turn my back on him. The further away that I feel like when things go bad, like they get low, right? That's when the devil wants to think he can have a hand on you. And I said, Jesus, get him out of my life. He's evicted. He's not allowed here. He has no place for my in my home, my heart, my child's life, my children's life, anybody. Be gone. I don't have time for it. And I denounce it. It's not happening. I'm so, so glad that Jesus loves me as much as he does and that you guys are amazing. Um, so uh I really wanted to go live and share that with you guys. I did also want to do a little Bible study. Life, that work thing is consuming every waking moment. Well, okay, not every waking moment. Well, let's be truthful. It consumes about 8.5 hours of my day. The other 8.5 hours I sleep, or 8 hours I sleep. So that's 16 hours. There's another 8 hours. Somehow I have to clean, take care of dogs, Legend, my mom, any appointments, any things we need to do financially. Uh, I swear we blink and I'm like, where did it all go? Timothy's Muttersfall, how are you doing? How are you doing? Um, but I do try to spend time with Legend. We paint, we color. We did. I posted 2 pictures tonight on the Bible study. I'm sure they didn't ding me for it. But that was last night's activity. We did a handprint like fun painting thing, and Legend painted his face. It was so cute. Um, Look, you live once. You gotta have fun. Um, the weather's been wonky. It's been cold and windy, and then warm and windy. So I don't know what else to say other than I love Jesus and Jesus loves me and I trust him with everything that I'm going through, no matter what it is. Um, oh, and then like getting back into scripture when you're at a low point. I think sometimes when we're in our darkest moments and we're busy and we're just swamped with things that you feel like you can't make time for him. But see, when you don't make time for him, that's really when the devil tries to get a hold of you and really try to manipulate your thinking and how you feel. And I said, even if you're playing a little thing, I have like 3 new Bible studies that I'm doing online. One's about anxiety and um like how it transpires and why it becomes a thing in our lives. So oh, it snowed, huh? I've heard some people say that, but yes, absolutely, D. McLean. You know what? We're never guaranteed the next moment. And you know what? The other thing I'm learning is that as much as we want all of these things that are tangible and temporary, like maybe new curtains and new comforters and new this and new that, new decorations, new whatever, sometimes God doesn't want us to have those things because he wants us to be able to help other people. And I've tried to help people wherever I can and however I can, whether it's donating items I have or a couple of extra bucks, even if it's $5. You know what? $5 is a lot to somebody that has absolutely nothing. I'm so, 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 so blessed with the privilege to even have a home, electricity. You know, while we do mind our electricity, I keep it cold in here, y'all. A balmy 65 because I like to save money and I like my bill to be low. I don't like a high electric bill. And my mom's like, it's always freezing in here. I'm like, wear a hat, wear some slippers. Um, so yeah, pretty funny, but you just have to be conscious and resourceful with what you do have. I'm glad I have a vehicle. I'm blessed. If I didn't have a vehicle, y'all already know. That is some bad news. Um, my ticker on my phone is not working, so I have no clue how long we've been live. My mouth is about as dry as eating a bag of flour. Uh, so, oh no. Oh wow, Cindy, that brings back some memories. I love a good old chili cook-off, and that was some good times right there. And D. McLean, I am absolutely sorry to hear that. One of my very best friends was killed by a vehicle right in front of my house, actually. And so, actually, this Thanksgiving, nope, November 21st will be mm, many years, almost 20 years now. That's crazy to think it's been that long. I actually have to do the math on that one. It can't be that long. Never, never leaves you. And I'm so, 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 so sorry to hear that, D. McLean. Your family will be in my prayers, and that is so sad. Um, that's absolutely heart wrenching. Um, Was she injured, or their dog? And you know what's sad is the other person that struck them. Believe it or not, I mean, most times, it's hard for them. It most times is not intentional. Uh, Whether it's alcohol induced or drug induced or not, it plays a huge, huge part. Um, they still feel most times. I won't say all the time. The girl that struck and killed my friend was 16 um, at the time, and we were angry. But that's something she had to live with for the rest of her life, and it's something you don't ever forget. So sorry, Dee, about that. I will definitely be praying for you. Um, yeah, I've known people to be on both sides of that spectrum, meaning the person that struck and killed people and um, people that have been killed. So never easy. Oh, bless. Well, it'll come up when it's supposed to, Dee. That's absolutely horrendous, and I'm sorry that your friend's wife is suffering the outcome of that and had to have physical injuries. I just pray for that person that injured them and killed him that, you know, justice is served and that that person gets whatever help they need so that never happens again. That's the worst. I mean, I hate to say that, but age, anything, who knows? A medical, situation could have transpired. It's not anything that I think people, I mean, I would say there's probably a very low percentage where people intentionally want to cause harm to another individual, right? But most times it's not intentional. And those people have to live with that for the rest of their life. They have to see that, they have to hear it, they have to know it, they have to read it. Um, Absolutely horrendous for all parties. God always has a plan, Cindy. Yes, he does. Like I said, he can see the whole entire picture. Think about it this way, from here to California is what, 3,000 miles? He can see that whole picture where we can only see a couple hundred feet when we're driving. I don't know. It's not real far. I don't know what they say the visibility is like when you're looking out your front windshield. It's not far. Some days it's not far at all. And he can just, oh, so sad. Yeah. Well, prayers for that person and obviously the people that were injured. Um, it's really unfortunate. And I wish I was a little more prepared tonight. If you want, we could read some scripture. Believe the way I have it noted is we are in. My head has been hurting. Verse 11 in chapter 10 is where we are. Um, I do not have my prayer list in front of me. I actually need to upgrade that or update it, and then go from there. Yeah, always prayers for Wyoming. And I'll just touch on that too because I get a lot of people that ask me. Okay, let me write that name down. Actually, I really can't, but I'm gonna write it down anyway. We're gonna write left-handed. Um, actually, I'm gonna write it right in my Bible. Is that okay? Because my book is out of it's over there. So I want to write this down. So Matt Brown. One moment. Okay, hold on. Matt Brown. Looks like a 5-year-old wrote it. That's okay. So I want to touch on Wyoming. Um, because I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of texts. I get a lot of messages about Wyoming, and people ask me what happened or um, have we heard anything? And I've waited a long time, obviously. The last time I know anybody had contact with her, um, oh, bless D. Okay, and I'm gonna write down Goldie. And we know those concerns there, health issues. Um, so the last contact I believe anybody had. Hold on. Sorry. It's okay, Papa. I got you. It's all right. We did a lot of chest PT. If anybody knows anything respiratory, we did a lot of chest PT, a lot of hot steam, and saline nebulizers. And we made it through. Uh, so about the Wyoming situation, uh, I believe the last contact anybody had with her, and I talked to many people about Wyoming, people that I know knew her the closest, and I would say her relationship was fairly close. And so I don't believe there's any contact after that point. I don't know why. Um, and I know a lot of people ask me about it. I have my own thoughts and opinions, and that's just it. It's just thoughts and opinions. It's not fact. I have nothing that tells me what I think, except just a consensus of the whole picture. I have not had contact with her, nor anybody else. Hold on. You okay, Papa? Anybody else that I know that knew her. Jerry, um, Nagy. As far as I know, that's what I know. Okay, come here. Let's sit up. Okay. All right. How about that? Is that okay? Um, you okay? Let's go outside. I know, Baba. Sorry. We're almost done and then we're gonna go night, okay? Hold on 1 minute. It's so funny because when he starts coughing, then I feel like I have to cough too. You okay? Him needs a haircut, you guys. Yeah. Well, that one's tired. Um, so, we could say maybe she just decided that it was enough for her and that, uh, that she needed a break and she stepped away. Like I said, all of it is speculation at this point. I have no facts to base that on. So I just leave it as God knows the story and that we can continue to pray for her as a person. But I just want people to understand that if anybody had had contact with her, um, and we could have just said she's declined, she no longer wants to go down that path. But that's not the case. It was abrupt. There was some illness there. And, she had a lot going on in her familial life. So all we can do is pray and just know that God has her and her family in his best interest. And we know it's always in his best interest. So many people have asked me questions. So many people ask, hey, people are asking, can I update? Um, I just want you guys to understand that it's not because we don't want to update. I really don't know. And anything I could say would be just mere speculation. But what I do know is at the end, Wyoming was sick. Um, she had a lot going on in her family. She had a lot uh, just going on as a whole, not only with her own health, but with her families and etc. So I just want you guys to understand that that's all I'm going to say, and that's all that I think anybody else would say at this point. And I am sad. There are times that I miss talking to her because she was one that I could talk to, and um, we would have very good conversations, and we'd end up laughing through most of it. Plus, her one little boy is very close to Legend's age, so you know, just pray for her, guys. That's all we can do. So I do appreciate you guys bringing her up, and please don't ever think you're not welcome to bring her up. We will continually pray for her. Um, let's see. Is there anybody else that I feel like we missed? I saw Suzanne Monk's husband passed. I don't know if that was an expected situation. That was about a week or so ago, maybe. That was really unfortunate. Um, there's a lot going on in the world. Uh, so much. It's just kind of wild to think that we live in these times, but when you get into the Bible and you understand what has to happen at the end, I think it's very biblical. Um, I was always one of those people that was always told, oh, the end is near, the end is near, never understood it until now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I pray for the J6ers as a whole. I know the ones there's still ones incarcerated, but the ones that are out, I know so many of them have had so many issues and just so many setbacks and trials and tribulations. You would think after that would be it, right? But see, I think some people, I don't know, I just feel like I pray for them and ask them to be able to, put God in their story so they can share that with other people as testimony. Um, I think it's just so hard for them. I can't even imagine having to go through all of that and then reset my life and restart my life and find a way of living and providing and losing a family, losing of loved ones. I mean, I've lost a lot of my life, but to go through all that, I don't know. It's a very difficult situation, and I definitely pray for them. That's good, Cindy. And they need people like that. You know what? When people are down on their luck, guys, we should never hit them below the knees, right? We shouldn't keep doing that. We should lift up and encourage everybody because you know what somebody reminded me of the other day? Good friend. God loves all of us, even the ones that have done the worst of the worst. Sinners. Imagine that. I'm a sinner. I've done a lot of worse. I've done a lot of things, and he still loves me. He loves the person that doesn't believe in him, but he doesn't love their sin. So who are we to not encourage them? Who are we not to uplift them? Why are we to shun them and say, Well, they should get their life together. Well, they should, know that this is what the Bible says. Well, guess what? The Bible also says to love another person like Jesus would. Do you think that's how Jesus would talk to them? Do you think how you think of another person in a negative way is how Jesus would think of that person? Mm-mm. That gets me every time. I'm learning that very thing. When I drive, when I get frustrated with somebody, when I'm upset with how somebody treated me or talked to me. And you know what? How would God talk to them? What would he say to them? What would Jesus do? And you have to live like that. And so, Cindy, what you're doing or what other people are doing by encouraging others and lifting them up and reassuring them, send them a scripture, send them a verse out of the Bible, send them a uplifting picture. Hey, I'm thinking of you. Hey, you popped into my mind this morning. You never know that one text you send might make all the difference in somebody's life. Yes, absolutely, Terramount. I feel you 100%. Um, 2 seconds, one text, 2 seconds. You know, pick up a phone, pick up a whatever. The best you can. Look, here I am talking, and I feel like my whole life has been turned upside down with school. I can't even see straight by the end of the day. I'm ready to crawl in bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock. Get up and rinse and repeat and do it all over again. I get up, do laundry, clean the house, try to figure out dinner, order groceries, go grocery shopping. I mean, y'all know the deal. I can't be the first one doing this. So, encouragement and uplifting, there is nothing wrong with telling somebody you love them, telling somebody you appreciate them, thanking them for what they've done, or encouraging them to keep on going. Florence Verbold, God bless you. How are you doing? She's been sick with the ick too. And had a hard time recovering. So I'm praying that you are on the up and up. I feel like I get 2 steps ahead and take 14 back. um, Cindy Chase on Facebook, what'd you say? You said, hello, or I'm a sinner. Neighbor punched my husband for plowing snow in a shared driveway. The court said it was harassment. Lawyer said assault. Court said it was, is your lawyer here? She looked at all over the courtroom. Oh my heavens. That's unfortunate. Shame on him for doing something nice for somebody else. See, you can't even do that anymore. Can't even do that anymore. Oh, Darlene, you're the blessing, honey. I appreciate all of you guys. You're the ones that helped me finally give my life to Christ in true, like handing the reins over to him. All of you did. Truly. And I'm so, so thankful for it. No matter the cost, no matter what it has affected, no matter what it's changed in my life, it's all worth glorifying God's name. And I can't say enough about it. Oh, Cindy, that's awful. People are so ridiculous. Yeah, do it anyway. Be kind. We may not have the same opinions. We may not have the same understanding. We may not agree with the way they live their lives, but who are we to, I mean, now that can get into a whole nother subject now. But for the most part, being kind is just being kind. Invite them in for dinner. Have a cup of coffee. You know, help them take their groceries to the car. I can't remember what it was the other day I did. Um, RSVP. Oh, ours, yes, is rampant in kids around here. It's that time of year. Yeah. I hear you, Florence. I feel the same way. Um, the other day, actually, my cough got real bad. Now it's a little worried. I started getting real achy and like feverish, and I prayed, and some people prayed for me, and I woke up the next morning and I was ready to go. I was like, okay, Lord, won't you do it? um, yeah, the RSV, and see, most kids won't normally get it if they're healthy. You know what I mean? Like, and you know what I mean by that, right? Um, oh, well, Sorry about that, Astua. God bless you and welcome in. All we've done tonight is just kind of update everybody about all the things going on. I feel like it's been so long since I've been able to be live. Um, I wondered if Legend had that, but then there's hand, foot, mouth. There's the other thing, we won't mention going around. Whatever it is gross. And then you add the environmental pollutants that transpired in the home. I think that definitely took it over the edge. I feel like there's. Oh, okay. I see what it is. Um, Judith Swanson, hello, hello. For those that are part of the group on Facebook for the Bible study, I posted a video in there, two videos actually. I don't usually do that, but these two are really good. And I hope you guys get a chance to listen to them. And I will post them on my Facebook and on my YouTube if I'm allowed, you know, all of the copyright issues. But I don't have my true prayer list in front of me. But what we can do is what I do when I don't have that, I just do the best I can off my brain memory. And then I just say, Lord, you know who's on my list, you know who's lifting up people into the chat, and we just go that way because God does know it and He does appreciate the effort in doing it. And I will clean up my list, and the time might be changing for Bible study. I don't know if I can stick with the Tuesdays anymore. We might have to make it move to a weekend. So, but I'll get you guys some notice on that. Uh, so yeah, school's been kicking my butt, and then the whole health and house issue literally wiped me out. Um, but we're getting there. We're getting to a groove. My mom is feeling better. However, she isn't wanting to follow doctor's orders, shall we say? Yeah. Oh my. You okay, Bubba? Shall we? Um, yeah, so my mom is actually ouch, come on now, don't do that. That hurts. Oh goodness. Sit up for a minute, bubbies. I think we're gonna have to go to prayer and then get off here because he's gonna keep doing that. I have to put him up and do some chest PT. Yeah. So yeah, you okay? So overall my mom is doing better. Ow, come on, that hurts. Um, his nails. Come on. Uh-oh, don't throw up on me. That happens too. Good coughing. That's much better. Gotta get out, Bubba. Oh, okay. You okay? I'm gonna do a steam shower. So you cup your hand and you try to hit their lung fields on the back, the side, and the front for about 15 minutes to 20 minutes, all lung fields on both sides. And I know it drives him nuts. But it helps break all that stuff up and get it out. I know, Bubba. I saw we. Just ready. Oh, goodness. Hold on, you guys. Okay. We're almost done. Now we're going to go night-night, okay? I know it. You okay? Oh, my goodness. Are you going to throw up? Okay. All right. Yep. Hold, please. Oh, no, don't smear it all over your face. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. Get it out. Get it out. Good job. Good job. Okay. All right, let's get it out. Okay. Hold on. Hey, Mom. All right, hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on. It's okay. I think on that note, guys, we're gonna have to go. Bye bye. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on, Bubba. I'm coming. I know it. I know it. Hold on, guys. So sorry. I'm not trying to show you, but all right, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. I'm so sorry that I can't pray with you guys, but obviously Legend needs my attention. No. And it's okay. We'll get you cleaned up. I love you. It's all right. Love you so much. Be blessed, you guys. I'm gonna take care of this sweet boy. He's covered in throw up, and so am I. I will definitely be praying for everybody that asked for prayer. Love you guys so much and be blessed. Okay.